Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you're here for the first time, I'm Devi Sundar, founder of Therapies, and in my channel, I talk about breath, mental health, and occupational well-being. In this video, I'm going to dive into an important topic, the behaviors we see in adults and young children, like swearing and fighting. Is it just a harmless way to vent, or does it have deeper implications, especially for our mental health? And this video is dedicated to all the parents and educators around the globe. But don't worry, I also share the practical strategies to help you guide towards positive behavior. Before I could go any further, if you have not already done, please do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified on my weekly content. Without any further ado, let's dive in. Let me share a personal experience here. A couple of years ago, I shared a post on my personal Twitter about witnessing swearing in workplace. You wouldn't believe how many people responded unusually to my post, where my post never gets many kind of notice. But this particular post got unbelievable recognition, and many people responded saying they use swearing as a way to blow off steam, justifying swearing as today's way of practical living. Sounds relatable, right? Another shock I witnessed was a child in year three swearing in the school open grounds. It might seem innocent in the moment, but this behavior can have a lasting effect on their mental well being and other children around them. Now, let's talk about normalization. When swearing become a regular part of our communication, especially for kids, it sets a precedent. It teaches them that this is an acceptable way of expressing frustration or resolving conflicts. Research shows that swearing and verbal aggression can lead to anxiety and depression and difficulties in social interactions later in life. A study in child development found that children exposed to aggressive language often struggle with emotional regulation and can develop behavioral problems in the current and later lives. It's kind of like planting a seed. If that seed is nurtured with love and care, it grows into a beautiful tree. But if it is surrounded by negativity or violence, it might grow into something twisted or stunted. Now, let's talk about where these behaviors come from. One big influence is parents. Children are like sponges. They soak up everything they see and hear. So, if they observe their parents expressing the anger through shouting or swearing, they may think, hey, that's how I should handle my feelings too. And educators, we must be aware of how our language impacts kids. They learn by watching us. Think of it like a mirror. If you're showing calmness and respect, your child will reflect that back. But if you're constantly showing that frustration or negativity, that's why they'll mimic the similar behaviors. Now, let's switch the gears and talk about the media. We live in a digital world where kids are exposed constantly to all sorts of content. Research tells us that children who frequently watch violent shows or play aggressive video games may start to adopt those behaviors. It's like watching a superhero movie. If the hero solves all the problems with the punches and explosions, children might think, oh, that's how I should handle conflicts too. We need to remind them that real life isn't like the movies. And here's where it gets even more concerning. Children who are exposed to aggression and negative behaviors are high risk of facing mental health challenges and later leading to addictions of substance abuse and various kinds of other addictions. It is a cycle that can be tough to break later in life. Imagine a chain. Every negative behavior is another link to that chain. The more links you had, the harder it is to break free. That's why addressing these issues early in the childhood is so important. Now, let me take you to something fascinating, the brainwaves. Our brains operate at different frequencies, and these frequencies can really impact how children learn and behave. I've spoken about brain waves in relation to breathing and neuroscience in my previous many videos, but the brain waves also have a link to how the behavioral patterns are modulated in childhood and in adult. And becoming aware of our different brain waves, we can use it for our own benefit to modulate positive behaviors. For young children, alpha and theta waves are especially active in the evening or just before the sleep time. During this time, their minds are like open books, highly receptive to everything they see and hear. So let me remind you, I mentioned earlier that I'm going to give you some solutions. What can we do? Here are some tips for healthier communication. Model positive language. Use constructive words to express feelings. Teach coping mechanisms. Help kids find ways to manage frustration without resorting to swearing. Create a respectful environment, whether at home or at work, fostering a space where everyone feels safe to express themselves. Now comes the challenge. How can we put this knowledge into practice? Here are a few strategies. Apologizing as a parent. As a parent, encourage your children to reflect on a recent instance where they may have reacted in a way that wasn't ideal. Or also, you can ask them to pick where you reacted inappropriately, what they perceived. And this is a chance of exchange of interactions and understanding each other's emotional feelings and also emotional intelligence between the parents and the kids. And this can be an opportunity for parents to recognize times they could have responded more calmly or attentively. Put a question to yourself. When did I last feel regret about how I handled a situation with my child? And the second step is to discuss this with their kids. Talking through the situation helps bring the clarity, and sometimes insights needed to be honest and heartfelt apology. Remind yourself that vulnerability is going to strengthen your relationship, so it's not weakness. So put a question to yourself: what might have helped you feel more in control during that moment? And ask a question at the same time to your kids: what the kids likely could have expected the parent to be nicer and make them understand what they feel and what they expected of. Step three is share. Practicing sincere apology with your child. This could sound like something: I'm sorry, I raised my voice earlier. I was feeling stressed and I should have taken a moment to breathe before responding. Thank you for being patient with me. This models humility and emotional intelligence for the child, demonstrating that everyone can make mistakes and repair relationships. Another strategy is to create a peaceful bedtime routine by using positive reinforcements. How do you do it? Take about 10 minutes or 15 minutes before the bedtime, using the space to sit together as a family and doing some positive affirmations. A simple appreciation like "I'm proud of you" using your words, or "I'm proud of you being patient while I'm doing this work," or something like that. A simple appreciation can go a long way, and this constructs them a positive emotion and positive way of looking things and how to practice patience. And even during deep sleep, when delta waves are active, parents can gently whisper the affirmations like "you're strong," "you're a calm person," those sort of little things. And doing this during the delta wave will support the subconscious learning, allowing a positive message to take root, naturally guiding the emotional and mental growth. And importantly, when bedtime includes an apology, it can be calming for children and helps them to reset any tension from the day. There's also a good time for affirmation. After apologizing, parents can follow up with positive reinforcement. "I'm proud of you for talking about how you feel." So appreciating your children for expressing their emotion. The other ways are using storytelling and visualization, using stories to convey positive messages, creating a bedtime stories where hero faces challenges with calmness and kindness. Kids love stories and they learn from them. Parents can also incorporate stories to demonstrate power of handling difficult challenges, apologizing and learning from mistakes. For example, the story hero might accidentally hurt a friend, but later apologizes, showing how they took responsibility for their actions. Another very important and an interesting, engaging practice is mindfulness. Introducing simple mindful exercises along with breathing techniques can have these quick moments of calmness within parents and the children and a greater connection before the bedtime. Remember, the behaviors we see today can shape the adults our children become tomorrow. By modeling the positive behavior, monitoring media exposure, and using power of positive affirmations, we can help our children thrive. So, are you ready to unlock the power of mindful parenting to create future leaders from your family? Respond in the comments box below. Thanks for joining me in this video and staying engaged until the end of this video. As I come to a close, I would like to share something truly magical that could empower both you and your children in new ways. The Power of Luma Bread, a fantasy novel for ages 8 and above. It takes the reader on an unforgettable journey with Karis, a young seeker of ancient magic and wisdom. The story introduces a captivating concept, Luma Breath, a unique power that fuses the breathing with life's energy, transforming it into a source of healing, growth, and empowerment. As Kairos unlocks the secrets of breath and light, he discovers that breath is more than just a function. It's a pathway to understanding ourselves, our emotions, and our world. Through every chapter, the book weaves into a practical techniques and powerful insights on how breath can impact the mind, body, and spirit. With each page, children and readers of all ages can explore breath as a tool for health, emotional balance, and self discovery, bringing the ancient practice with modern science. So, are you ready to unlock your Luma breath and join Karis on this journey of adventure and self discovery? Let's raise tomorrow's leaders one breath at a time. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more parenting tips and share your experience in the comments below. Let's create a supportive community for our kids. And thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Stay curious and stay healthy. Signing off, Devi Sundar.